Do not let the lurkers in your life or around you affect you to make you reactive. All right. That's how it's going to work. We are in a time and age where people have access to so much about anybody, right? Anybody in the world. So if they're hurt or they're pissed off or they're angry that something happened and they're still following you, they're actually still your fan. That's right. See, people think that if I watch them, they're going to fail. The moment somebody wants you to fail, it is everything about them. And quite frankly, the universe will give that right back to them. You don't have to worry about it. The universe will handle it. But when people are looking for you to fail, it's because they're not dealing with the wound that is open because of the hurt, right? And why do we have hurt? Could have been an expectation. Could have been like, oh, I expect, and this doesn't have to just be love relationships. This could be friendships. This could be any kind of a relationship. I expected this. It didn't happen this way. I'm angry. I want to see that other person suffer. That's them wishing another person's suffrage doesn't heal you. Let's be very clear there. Wanting someone else to suffer does not heal you. So when people are watching, a lot of times they're looking to try to be like, waiting for you to fall, baby. I'm waiting for you to fall. But here's a question, and it's a good question to ask yourself in general, but know that they're not answering this question in a way that's going to be productive for them. And that is, if you don't like somebody or somebody did something, why are you still watching their stuff? Why are you still asking people about them? Why? See, you're looking and you're wanting so bad, not you per se, but say people who are doing this to you, you're like, why are you still on my Snapchat? Why are you following my stories? Why are you doing those things? And again, it's a couple things. It could be like, oh, I miss you. Well, then that goes into a little bit of attachment. That's more problematic, actually. But if someone is looking to use something against you, get a rise out of you, get some information to try to take it, twist around and kind of smear it in other areas, you have to remember that this is them avoiding themselves. And this is why you don't want to get activated. I know it's hard, but when you start building your confidence and you start being like, well, think whatever you want, it starts to become less and less and less of a bother to you. I always say, give them something to talk about, right? But don't be passive aggressive, right? So let's say those people are doing that to you. Don't be passive aggressive. Don't be like, okay, well, I know what I'll do. I'll post this and it'll be a vague, but no, we're not doing that. Just continue to live your life. You have no idea, from a positive side, you have no idea who you're helping. Yeah, I mean, you don't. Not everybody who dislikes you doesn't not get something from you. Okay. They may not admit to it, but they may miss something. They may get something, and they may get just exactly what they need without telling you. And I want you to realize that, because when you're in that space of trying to understand why somebody's watching you and you feel like, well, why are they lurking or trolling or hating? All basically the same thing. Lurking, trolling, hating, all the same thing, different words. Okay. But we use a lot of the words lurker in my profession. So, but essentially it's trolls and haters. And if they're so busy hating on you, getting so focused on you, imagine how hard that is for them to not deal with themselves, because it's your fault now. It's everybody else's fault. So they want to see. I know it's kind of bizarre, right? You're like, why would you do that? If you don't like somebody or you're hurt by somebody, why do you want to follow their stuff? And so it's that weird sort of, I still want to have a little bit of control to kind of see what's missing, but then it becomes a whole other problem, right? Because let's say they feel as though you were hurtful to them, and you're out living your best life. You're vacationing, you're dating, you're doing all of those things. And now they're upset because you're not suffering. That's not yours to carry, because they're creating more suffrage by following your stuff to see your life. But there's psychology behind that. It's their insecurity. It's their avoidance. They are avoiding themselves. They're avoiding it. And they're avoiding their feelings in the aspect that they have to now take accountability that, you know what? maybe I had a lot of expectations, but now this can teach me. This may be you. If you feel the need to look at somebody's stuff, what did this teach me about what I want and don't want? Not, I'm going to pick the man versus the bear. It's the stupidest debate, because I'm like, you're carrying old patterns about every guy is going to do this, and that's just not a true statement. And anyway, so when you're looking at somebody's stuff that you're not really vibing with, or that you feel some kind of way, what are you hoping to see? What do you want? Don't you want to heal this? Don't you want to heal what's happening? That's an exposed wound. That's a good thing, because it exposes a wound that you need to heal. And then you can recalibrate. What do I want out of a relationship? What do I want out of a friendship? Well, is still a relationship. What do I want out of those things? So instead of like hating on a person, give them, you don't have to give them, but in your mind, give them almost like grace, almost like thank you, because now it helps me see the fact that maybe I missed some red flags. Maybe I thought it was something that it wasn't. Maybe I expected it to be super different, right? It's not about nothing being your fault. It's not your fault. But if you use these hurtful moments as teaching opportunities for you, they now become non-regretful. I don't believe in regrets. I don't believe in having regrets in life. Oh, I didn't say that you're not going to feel bad about things. And I'm not going to say you wish you would have done differently. But when you're carrying a regret, that's you not letting things go about yourself. You can't change the past, but you can become better and you can do better. Okay? So then that's no longer a regret. It's a lesson. Yeah, sometimes we don't like those lessons. Yeah, sometimes you're like, I shouldn't have had to learn that lesson, but you did. So do you see how you give yourself grace, while in order to break free from sort of those people is to say, you know what, you taught me a lot, and you taught me that maybe I have attachment issues, right? Maybe I have attachment issues. Maybe I'm just insecure, and you gave me something that I expected, and I put you on some pedestal that you fell off of because you're a human being. Mindset switch, right? So if you're living in the pain and the hurt, you're always going to see the pain and the hurt. You're going to sit there and you're not going to deal with yourself, because again, remember, you wanting somebody else to hurt does not heal you, and it will never heal you. All right. This is so important, because when you get clear in that, you can almost release that need. And I'm telling you right now, if you broke up with somebody or you're not friends with them, delete them from Snapchat, delete them from your social media. Stop asking about them. Stop at 2:00 in the morning asking your friend who's still friends with them, what are they doing? Stop doing that. You don't need to know, but you do need to channel every ounce of that energy back on what did you learn? What can you reset? Let's reassess it. What came of this? This is a good thing in many, many ways. Is it hurtful? Yes. Do we want to go through it? No, but you're here now. So when you accept that the past does not come back, and it will never come back, it's never coming back. Think about it, ruminate on it, want it to be different. When you accept that that's not it, and you extrapolate the positives that came out of it, your life gets better. When you stop wanting other people to suffer, you're able to now heal, so you can open up yourself to opportunities, right? If you're holding on to all this malice and all this darkness, how are you going to get like abundance? It just doesn't happen that way. So while they're doing it to you, there's nothing you can do about it. If you're doing it, everything that you can do about it. It's a mindset switch. You're not letting anybody win. You're winning by putting yourself as a priority.